Hello friends, good evening to all of you and welcome to JTC India YouTube live classes. So in this series, the last class what we had, in the last class we were discussing something about the different kinds of concepts, and that was the array. We were talking about the concept called as the array, right? We were talking about the different concepts called as the array we were discussing here, fine. So that was the array concept I was discussing. In array, and the most probably, as you would have seen the thumbnail what I have given is, that is array best for interview preparations, fine. So well, it is best for interview preparations, and in that case I was discussing, so what we have discussed, the two basic concepts we have discussed here, right? Two basic concepts what we have discussed is, the one was here, it was the static array, and the second concept what it was is the dynamic array. So there was the two concepts we have discussed, and elaborately we have well discussed that what is the static array and what is the dynamic array in that case, right? So hope so. If you are having any questions, you can please ask from the last classes. If you have any doubt, any questions, are most welcome. You can ask any kind of questions with this. Well, and now next thing inside this case. So here you see, that was the static as well as the dynamic array. I'll just give the quick revision of the last class. The last class, a very quick revision and all other sort of things as I'm doing here. The first one, as I'm saying, is the static array. Static array. The representation of this particular static array, we were saying here, is the something called as the data type. Data type, array name, that is the data type, array name. Associated with this, now here is some value 1, value 2, like that we can assign some value inside this. That was the concept of static array here. Well, now the next concept is what here? Here is the dynamic array. Dynamic array. Especially in the case of dynamic array, we are having two different kinds of assignments. So well, in that, again, that is a data type. Associated with this, that I am writing here, is the array name, is equal to one another form as I am writing here, and that form what as I am going to write is the new of data type, and here well I am writing that is the size I am writing, fine. If I am coming to for this, that is the for example as I am talking about. So in this now, well, I am writing int, and here is also something called as the new of int. Inside this something 3 I have written. So that was the static array representation, the dynamic array representation, that all things we have discussed into that, right? Well, so today in this class we will be talking about some kind of or some different examples. I'll write some examples on the basis of that, and then in the same way, in the similar manner, we will be talking about that some specific cases also we will be talking about, like whether that particular case or particular statement whatever you are writing is correct or not, or something sort of like that, all other sort of things we are writing here. So let me start it, but before that, kindly share it fastly guys, so that other can come, because today's class is after 2-3 days, 4 days class it is. So maybe all you would have again into the maybe you would have forgotten that the class is there and all. So all of you kindly share it fastly so that others can come again. Fine. Okay. Okay, well now. So let me write and remember one point. Today itself we are going to discuss the two-dimensional array in the last, right? In two-dimensional array, in the multi-dimensional array, what all the different approach of the multi-dimensional array, all these sort of things as I am going to discuss in this class itself or today's class itself. Till end of the class we will be able to complete all these sort of things, right? So if any questions, if any doubt, anything is there, you can please ask. Okay, so let's come to the different examples. Let me write one example for the static array representation as well as the dynamic array representation. I am writing one example for this. Here, the very first thing inside this, I am writing inside this. Hope so you all able to see here. Are you able to see, all of you? Okay. So is it visible to all of you now? Well, so here now, in these cases here, first thing is that I am writing here few things here into this. Let me just write one example for you, and based on that we will again discuss the things. Okay, what is that example I am writing? Have a look, just look at this example. I'll write a class, and the name of the class, something I have given is the hello, and something called as the class called as the JTC, again I am writing, and so here JTC inside this public static word main I am writing, ARG I am writing inside this. Okay, here is now the two different classes, but well, before coming to in this particular format, in order to write any kind of program and all other sort of things, in order to write any kind of program here, first what I am going to write here is, let's understand here. Let's understand. So first I am doing in the form of command prompt, that is the J console form I am writing here. And guys, when I am writing these all things here, so right here the J shell I am writing in this one. We are there in the, or we are doing all these things in the J shell, we are doing it here. Fine. Well, when I am doing it in the form of J shell, so is it visible to all of you? All of you are able to see it clearly? All of you are able to see the things now clearly? Well, hope so. So now I am writing one array. Say int of a is equal to, inside this 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5, this is one array I have declared here. This is the array which I have declared into this. Fine. So when in the last class I was talking about that in Java, array names are the, if you will see here, so I was talking about that, what I was saying here, that in Java, array name, this array name whatever you are writing, this array name, array name is the reference variable. This array name A which is there is the reference variable, and this what you have done is the object in the case of Java. This array is the object in the case of Java, and array names are the reference variable in the case of Java. Is that okay? So again, one more thing here. First, let me clear this point, that how can we say that the A, what we have here, it is an object in the case of Java. How can we say that this is a particularly kind of an object in the case of Java? First, we need to go through this point here, right? So, well, let me write here system.out. What is that now? Println. Inside this case, that is the A I am writing. Here we see that here. Here it is giving some kind of hash code it is giving. What it is giving? Something hash code it is giving here. Are you able to see this? Okay. So this is hash code it has given here. Well, and if I write any class, any kind of class you write, class A you are writing here. I have written a class A. A of A1 is equal to new of A. Okay. When I am writing here A of A1 is equal to new of A, so see here, this particular line, this one, what you have written here, this particular position is the object creation line. This particular position is something called as the object creation line, whereas A1 what we have is the reference variable we are having. So A1 is the reference variable, whereas new of A, what we write here is a kind of object what I have assigned, and that object reference we have assigned inside the A1. Again, if anybody is asking, if anyone is asking to you here itself, that what exactly it is printing here. If suppose anyone is asking, or if suppose in interview question, this question is there, that what exactly it is printing. So what options you will say, what it is printing? If I'll ask you this question, that what exactly it is printing, what you will say, what could be your answer? You may say the address, right? But address somewhere it is not there in the case of Java. We don't talk about the address in the case of Java, right? We are not talking about as such any kind of address in the case of Java. When we are not talking any type of address or something like that in the case of Java, so we cannot say first of all address here. This is a kind of hash code representation. That's what we are saying here. This is the hash code representation in this case. So again, I'll write here A1 dot hash code here, you see. This is hash code it is printing. Now when I go to the previous similar cases, see here A if I am printing here. So this, if I'll write here system.out. The println in case of this one as I am writing here, so it is printing some hash code representation here, right? Here it is printing some kind of hash code representation here. Well, would have seen this is the hash code representation it is printing. And again, in the same way, if I'll write A dot hash code something I am writing, so again this is also printing here, right? So almost all the reference variable properties what should be there with that, all that corresponding properties are available inside this. All that corresponding properties, whatever is required, whatever is there, that all properties are available inside this A1, and here that's what we are doing that's what we are doing here. This is one static array. Okay, well, so let's talk about A inside this case. This is the array what we have done. This is the array. Inside this some elements are available. We have stored some elements inside this. Here is some elements we have stored inside this array. Is that okay? Some elements which is there that we have stored inside this. Well, that's what we are printing it here. So, well, let me write one for loop int I colon A, and here I am printing inside this. Well, I'll write here the for loop out dot something called as the println inside this I am writing here, and this is what here we are doing it inside this case. So see here what we are getting here inside this case. This everything what it is printing is, I think it is the same hash code what it is printing here. The same hash code it's printing here. So it is a which is there. We are using here, that is the A which is there here, It depends. The question here, Akshay Gupta is asking, the question what Akshay Gupta is asking, that can we use lambda expression in the array? Can we use lambda expression in the array? So very first thing, Akshay, lambda expressions will be coming in our further topics. It is going to come in the lambda expressions, right? And when we are going to discuss lambda expressions, so there elaborately every sort of things we are going to discuss. But at present, the people, those who are watching these all array videos, array concepts, they are not first very clear with the what exactly lambda expression is, right? So when the topic will come, definitely Akshay, we will be discussing it. So stay tuned till then. Very soon it is going to come for the topic called as lambda expression and all other sort of things. Very soon it is going to come, right? So here again, when we are trying to access something, when I am writing one more for loop here, so say int I is equal to something 0, I is less than a dot length and I plus plus I am writing inside this. Well, inside this case here, in this a of I am writing inside this, and well, I am writing something like this here, you see. These all are the different values we are getting inside this. This is the different values what we are getting here. These all are the different kinds of values we are getting here for this array. Now at the same time, now if suppose if I'll write here system.out.println, it is and this concept which at present I am implementing, this I am implementing based on the Java 9, which is a JSL concept as I am implementing, and that again you can see it here. So, well, when I am writing here a dot length I am writing here. So, what is the length we are getting now? That is the 5 is the length of that corresponding array. Now, in case suppose a of 0 when I am writing, what does it mean? If I am writing a of 0, what does it mean? It means that on this corresponding index position 999 values I have given and as I have assigned inside this here. Fine. So let me write one example once again here, and you see what we are trying to print inside these cases, right? You see here. At the first position, at the place of 1, in the above one, if you will see, the first index position was being represented by, or inside that the value was 1 1, but the new one or the one what you have just created here, if you will see that here just a of 0 something you are writing here, and inside that 999 you have assigned. So when you are assigning this 999 value, so see at the first place means 999 is replacing 1 1, okay, means in the array whatever the values which is there on the basis of index positions, you can change the values, you can do something accordingly inside this here, right? So you are able to change these values, you are able to perform some this kind of operations and something like this, we can do it here, correct? We are able to do something, we are able to perform something, this sort of applications or this sort of things we are able to do it here. Well, now if I want to do a of, again, so see here, what I have done in the previous one, a of 0, which means that the 0th index was already available in our program, and in that case itself, in that some value was there, and instead of that value, we are assigning some other value. Here now I am doing, let's say 9 I am writing, or instead of writing 9, it was the length is the 5, so I am writing 6 here, and 6 some values I am trying to write it here. No need to give any semicolon at the last. What it is giving? The answer, if you will see it's a very convenient way to test the concepts of array. Hope so you all are enjoying it, right? So this is a very convenient way to, and it is a completely latest way to check up with the array. It is the Java 9 on that JShell and all other sort of concepts as I am explaining to you all here, right? So hope for you also it is going to be very, very simple and easy way to do all these things, right? So let's do something here. What here we are getting, that is the exception. What kind of exceptions as such I am getting here? Java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. which is index 6 out of bound for the length 5, which means it is giving a very clear message. It is giving very clear message what exactly you were looking for. Now, being a developer, being a student, being a programmer, whatever things has been given here, just what you need to do is you need to learn it properly, you need to check it out properly, what exactly inside these things are there. That is the important thing. What do you need to at present? Check it out in these cases. If you are able to see all that, if you are able to get it into that, well and good. So from here we got one thing clear, that whatever the length what we have declared for that array, that length of that array we cannot change at any point of time. Any point of time we cannot change the length of the array. We cannot change the length of that corresponding array. Well, now I am coming to another way, in another form. What is that? Suppose I am writing here, that is the, let's say I am writing one another type of array. I am writing double of d is equal to new of double, and in, let's say inside this case, that is the 4 I have written here. This is one array I have created. This is one array I have created. And well, when you will see inside this case, in this particular array, so automatically some index positions has been created here. In this, some index positions has been created. So what are the total number of index position is the 4, and hope you are able to see it clearly that how many total number of index positions are available into this. Is it okay or not? Yeah, please. All of you are there? Anyone new today in this class? Okay. Very good. Fine. So here again in this, we are writing few more things here. What is that few more things? As again I am going to write that I wanted to assign some value to this. I am assigning some value here. D of 0 is equal to 11.11. Well, I am writing into this. I am writing here D of 0 is equal to 11.11 something I am writing here. Is that fine now? I have assigned some value. Into this 1 is equal to 2.something22, I have written this value. Well, again here I will write 2 is equal to something short of things, as I am assigning, that is automatically it is adding the 2 all here. Fine, it is adding all that here. Again if I print D, so see, almost all the values we have assigned, there is one value still pending. We haven't assigned any value, we haven't given any value to this. Is it okay? So let's give some value. D of, what is that now? To something, let's say 3 is equal to something I have given into this here. So this is the particular values I have given here. Fine. So let's print D here. This is what the array we have got it here. Now in this case also, as we were saying, that is the dynamic array. So especially when we talk about this kind of array as a dynamic array, and in this I wanted to, so what shall I do now again? I'll write here D of, let's say 5 is equal to something values, as I am writing. What we are getting inside this? The value what we are getting is the array index out of bound exception, which means that even in the static array also, we will, or even inside the dynamic array also, we will not be able to change even the length of that particular array. We are not able to particularly change the length of any sort of array. Fine it is. So I hope it is clear to you. Now, in another way, you can create some other type of array also. Let's say some class type of array also you can create. So when I am writing a class called as hello, here one class I have created, and now hello of h1 is equal to new of hello one array I am creating, and here the length of the array I have given 3. Well, now we are seeing here, this is a type of reference type of array I have created. Here this particular type of array which I have created, hello h1 is equal to something called as new hello I have written. And when I am writing the new hello in this case, when I am writing something called as the new hello in this case, so inside this, for any type of reference variable, the value what we have is the null, null and null we are having. All this value we are having is the null we are having here inside this. The values what we have is the null. So, well, in this case here h1 of 0 is equal to, I am writing that is new of hello I am writing. This is one object assignment which I am doing in this. Well, again h1 of 1 is equal to new of hello I am doing here. And h1 of, let's say, 2 is equal to new of kind of hello I have done here. This is the different types of array which I have done, right? This is the different types of array I am doing here. This is the some values what I have assigned. So, well, I am writing here system dot out dot println inside this case, and well, in this one here I am writing h1. We are getting here, what we are getting here, you see, h1. What was the h1? Was it not an array? This was a type of array. And now, and here inside these all locations, if I'll just print simply h1, so in these all locations when I have created and I have stored some array, so this is also something called as the hash code itself. It is there in the form of hexadecimal representation. Fine, it is. These all are the hash code itself in the form of hexadecimal representation. And that is what we are getting inside this case. This is the hash code in the form of hexadecimal representation. That's what we have got it inside this case. So since we are getting all these things in this way, so just here have on this one, something as I am explaining to you again in this particular way. I hope you are getting these points. If I am creating any specific type of array, if I am creating any specific type of array, so let's see what I was trying to show you here is, suppose if I'll write here some class, so let's say I'm writing a class, the name of the class what I have written is the hello some class you have written. Now, as of now we haven't discussed what exactly class is. We haven't discussed what exactly class is. What all the other things are there into this. We haven't discussed about this. What is the class is. Fine. But again, when I say here something, when I write here something into these cases here, so let's understand few more things into this. See here, if I am writing hello of h1 is equal to, what is that I am writing? Hello of h1 is equal to, in this case, new of hello, and see this is the array. This, I hope you are able to see it, it is visible to you all. Fine. So h1 of that new hello I am writing, and in this new hello I am, let's say I am writing here the 3. What I have written now? Something called as the 3 I am writing inside this. Fine. When I am writing this 3, so here is this position which I am getting inside this. Here inside this is the particular way, this is the particular positions as I am writing. Fine. Here 0, 1 and 2. This is the index position of this corresponding array. When in this corresponding array we are representing something, so see here, h1 of first 0, h1 of 0, when I am saying h1 of 0, so this position represents this itself. So in this position, in this array, and this is going to store new of hello. We are storing one particular kind of object into this. Here we are storing some particular type of object here. In the same one now here, h1 of 1 is equal to new of hello I have written, and well, when I am writing hello, so this is another object we are storing. Fine. So see, if I write the same thing like this, hello of h is equal to new of hello I am writing. So what is this h1 is? It is working as a reference variable. For what it is working as a reference variable? It is storing your object reference. This object reference, it is storing inside this. This is storing the object reference inside this. Is it okay? समझ में आ रहा है नहीं आ रहा है? Is that all of you are getting it or not? Just reply me in the comment box. Reply me fastly, and as again, like it, share it, something like that. Okay, getting it? Fine. And in between that, if you are getting any kind of questions, anything you are getting, you can keep on asking that questions also, guys, because we just need to make the things, class and all other sort of things very, very interactive also. Fine, it is very interactive. We are just going to make it here. So again, in this case, here if I am writing here h1 is equal to something called as the new hello I am writing here. Fine. So in this case now, in these cases here, see h1 it is a kind of object reference variable. Similarly here also it is working. Fine. So here also, guys, it is working same way in the same particular. So if I will try to get this particular position, because inside this what you have stored? You have stored new of hello, you have stored here. This is what you have stored inside this. You have stored new of hello inside this cases. Is it okay? And since you have stored new of hello inside this case, so that is the array representation and all other sort of things you are printing here and you are getting here. Okay. So again, any question to you all in this single dimension array, either it is the static representation, dynamic representation, any kind of questions you are getting, guys, you can ask in the comment box. You can write in the chat box here. Well, any questions? Please. Just now, I think whatever the sort of programs I have written, all of you are okay with that? All of you were getting that all things or not? Is it okay? Okay, now I am writing few very important things, very important things, something as I am writing here. Fine. So whenever as I am writing all this sort of things here, let's have a look or tell me whether we can write it or not. Okay. Will you answer something now? So well, you just have to answer something into this case. Dada. So I'll write here something. What is that I'm going to write now? Just have a look. And I'm looking for your answer also. So all of you have to answer me. Suppose, or let me write first in this notepad. Visible? Eh? Is it visible? Okay. So int of a is equal to new of int, suppose 3 I am writing. Can we write this or not? First one, can we write it? Int of a, like this only I am writing, new of int, suppose 3 I am writing. Int of a is equal to, well, I'll write 3 is equal to new of int, suppose 3 I am writing. Int of a, suppose here I am writing, is equal to new of int, suppose 3 I am writing. And again inside this case, int of a is equal to new of int, I am just writing like this. Next now, in this one, int of a, new of int, and here I am writing 2.2 something, I am writing like this. Int of I have just declared like this, and now A is equal to new of int, suppose something like that, just the 4 I have written. See, I have written here one more thing, one more in the last one I am going to write here. What is that now? The thing what I am writing here, A is equal to new of int. A is equal to new of int something I am writing, and as whenever I am writing here, let me write here the 0. Can I write this also? What about the last one? You can note it down, all of you. You can note it down, because this is very, very important things inside that. Somewhere, sometimes you may be asked in the interviews also that can we write all this sort of things or not? Can we write this kind of short codes or not? Right? You may be asked some questions sometimes on these all things. Some questions you may get here, right? So can we write it? And if we can write it, guys, if we can write it, so what will be the size of array? What will be the length of that corresponding array? Any particular length of that array? Are you getting it? Are you getting any kind of length of this array or not? All of you just note it down. These all things are homework for you. These all things are homework for you, and the answer for all these things associated with all these sort of things, what you will do, you will write us in the comment box. You will write it in the comment box of these questions, whatever, as I am just displaying into this case. So here I have pasted all these things, and you will be writing all the sort of things. You will write all the answers associated with this here. Fine. You have to write all the answers for this. Okay. I have just given into the chat box into this, or in the comment box I have given here. Is that fine now? Now, let's see here. This is basically most of the basic concepts as such I have given about the array. These all are the very basic concepts as such I have given something related to the array. Fine. Now in this, if you are getting any questions, if you are getting any kind of doubt, anything like that, you can write us in the comment box, something like that. And there could be again a number of other type of questions also that could be again different type of questions. So that we will be discussing, that all different types of questions and all will be discussing separately on this itself. Separately we will be discussing these all sort of questions and all other things in these cases here, right? So don't worry about that. All that things we will discuss separately. Means there will be only the question, interview question things will be coming very soon on this itself. Now I am talking about the, okay, till this, if you are getting any kind of questions, any doubts you all are getting, you can please ask. Okay, anyway, so I am going on the next topic. The next topic here is the two-dimensional array. What is next one is the two-dimensional array. What exactly two-dimensional array is? Have a look here. In Java, what is the two-dimensional array? What is the two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array in this. So, well, I am writing here the two-dimensional array. See, two-dimensional array we are talking about. Two-dimensional array. Or you can say that is the multi-dimension array. One is the two-dimension array, or you can say that is the multi-dimension array. Fine. Okay. So the question, if suppose, suppose if I am asking you all that what is two-dimensional array? What is two-dimensional array? Can you write in the chat box what exactly two-dimensional? Theoretically, if I will ask you what is the two-dimensional array, so can you write in the chat box what exactly two-dimensional array is? Fastly. Anything? Any answers? What exactly two-dimensional array is? Yes. Array inside array. Okay. Anything else? Like that, see guys, if any question, if I am asking to you all, so my just practice is that only, that we should make this class very, very interactive, right? It is. So in that order itself, you should also reply it. Array of array. Okay. Anything else? It's kind of matrix. Okay. Good. Anyone else? Elements, okay, you just, it's a very good one. See, we are getting a different kinds of mindset answers here in the chat box, right? And those who are watching this video later on after this live class also, so kindly go through the comment section also. Very good question, very good answers are coming into that. Keep on going through the comments also. That's very good. Yeah. Okay, I'll come each one of your answers, but again I am waiting for some more answers. See, guys, whether you are giving the right answer, whether you are giving the wrong answer. So at present, if you are learning it first time, so you don't know what is, means if you have studied it, so you are not here to judge whether your answer is right or not. And it's not mandatory also that always you will give the correct answer itself. Even I am not expecting that, right? So answers, you try to give it in the, at least try to answer the things. Yeah, please. Fine. Many of you have not answered yet. No issues, no problem. But as again I'll be telling to you, I'll be just explaining to you what is the two-dimensional array. See what we have got, one thing. Let's say, what is single dimension array? What is single dimension array? See here. Ab dhyan dena. What is single dimension array? Just concentrate on this. The array of array. So let's say I am writing int of a is equal to I am writing here new of int, and inside this I am writing here, suppose 3 I have written. So a array I have written, and inside this now what I am going to write here, that is the something called as the 3 I have written inside this. This is one array I have created. So if we will try to pronounce it, what exactly this is, so see here, this one we are calling it as an reference variable. This we are calling it as an reference variable, and this particular one we are calling it as an object. This is a single dimension array. Remember it. It is what? A single dimension array. Dimension array. This is what we are calling it as a single dimension array. Fine, it is? Now, it is a single dimension. I am talking about two-dimensional array. So what I need, one dimension already I have created. Similarly, I need to create one more extra dimension. One more dimension I just need to put it here, right? Which means, what is that? Array of array I am going to give. I am going to give the array of array, which means one array, or out of that particularly one more array I wanted to define. So if I will draw the representation of this array, let's see here. Let me draw one representation of this array. I am just drawing the representation of this particular array. What is that array representation? I am writing int a is equal to new of int, here I am writing that is the 3. Fine it is. This is one array I have written. So see, if I try to represent this array, so how I am representing it? See, 0, 1 and 2. This is one single dimension array I have represented it. Fine. Now I am talking about two dimensional array, correct? So see here, first of all, whenever you are going to represent this two dimensional array, so you need to provide this representation first. You need to write this representation. Is it visible to everyone? Fine. Is that visible to everyone, all of you? This is one representation which I have given here. Fine. And again in this format itself, I am going to define what now? Let's say 3 here I am representing. Fine. Array of array I am doing. Array of array I am doing here. Fine. I am doing here array of array. So let's write the representation of this array. So the first representation of the number of arrays of how much? How much? 3. So see here. You divide this into the few parts. Number of array. The first one is what now? Number of array. And this also is the number of array itself, number of array, but of each array you can say, which means that if I am representing here, see that I'll just give you something like this, and here see, this is the representation of this 0, 1 and 2. This is one array I have created. This is one array I have created. Fine. And if more elaborately we will see, or we will talk about this one, what is this actually, what exactly this one is here. So internally it works something like, you see here, a of 0 is equal to new of int something called as 3. Are you able to see this? Are you able to see this? See here. Fine. Int of something called as the 3 we are writing. Very good. So this is the representation what we are getting here. Fine. Which means that this first array what you have in this itself, 3 more positions are being created here. This one 0, 1 and 2. Getting it? And this reference, this reference what is there, this array reference, this array what you have created, see here, initially when you were writing single dimension array, understand it here, you were writing like this single dimension array, you are writing like this, suppose 3 you have written, so this is one array you have written, 0, 1 and 2 something, this reference you are storing inside A. Fine it is. So now at present, this one can be written like this also. 1 is equal to new of int of this, I'll write here the 3. Same again, a of here, well I am writing 2. Inside this now int of something called as the 3 I am writing here. Fine. This array representation as such I am doing here. So when I am doing this, this reference will be stored over here. This one more array which is there will be created here. This reference is going to be stored here, and now this array what you have created, this reference will be stored here. This is the two-dimensional array. This is the two-dimensional array. Hope you are getting it all. Now I am coming to few of your questions. I am just going through your questions, whatever just now you have asked, few of you. That matrix representation. Can I ask you one question? Why you want to see the two-dimensional array in the form of matrix representation? Why you want to see the array in the matrix representation. What is the reason? Single dimension array, you are not talking about matrix because there will be row and column, correct? There will be the row and column. There will be the row and column. You are not talking about that matrix. But if I will ask you one more question, so first thing is forget about the row and column concept, and that is, do not always relate with the matrix. Every time you are keep on relating with the matrix. Why you want it to relate with the matrix? Get it into this. Are you not understanding this point? Are you not understanding this point? This is the representation something. So the thing is that what our mind has been trained always, that whenever we talk about multidimensional array, so we think like it is an array. Why not we talk about single dimension array? Why don't we say single dimension array in the form of matrix? Why we are talking always for the two-dimensional array in the form? Whenever we talk about two-dimensional array, you guys or everyone will start talking about the that is matrix representation. Why it is like this? If suppose we do, at present I don't remember mathematics too much in the matrix one, but okay, I remember few of the things. What is that few of the things? Let's see here. What is that? Suppose, just understand it. Here, this one matrix representation I am doing, correct? Say here. In this 1, 1, 2, 2, something 3, 3. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8 and 9, 9, correct? We are calling this one as an 3 by 3 matrix, correct? What is this 3 by 3? What is the first 3 represents? Can you tell me? What this first 3 represents, row or column? What this first 3 represents, row or column? Tell me fastly. Hi, all of you are there. Sometimes I am not able to look at the camera because I am watching your comments and all other sort of things here, right? Tell me. My question is, what is the first one represents? Row or column? Okay, no idea. Okay. At least you can say one thing. This particular one is what we can call row, and this particular one we are calling it as a column, correct? Row and column, we are calling about this concept. This is a special type of matrix and you are calling it as a row and column, correct? But at the same case, in the same way, can't we have one matrix like this also? Suppose 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Can't we call this one as a matrix? And but yes, in this also, the thing is what here? How many rows are there? How many total number of rows are there? 3 rows. But column is only 1. 1 is the column. So, if you say that the two-dimensional array something or the single-dimensional array won't be something like this. So, see here. You have the row and column. So, this is also a kind of matrix. So, why don't we talk about single-dimension array matrix? Why always we say the multidimensional whenever we talk? So, this is the always you start relating with the matrix. Are you getting it? Yes. So, any questions in this now? On this particular discussion, I wanted to know, like if you are getting any questions, any doubt, anything, you can please share in the comment box. And meanwhile, please like it also, correct? Like it, share it, subscribe it, press the bell icon, correct? Share with your friends, share on the Facebook group so that these videos could be helpful for others also. Yeah. So any questions on this? See, just the logic as well as the, are you able to see me? Okay, fine. So hope so you all are able to see me. Now, Pramod Prajapati, I am leaving on you all that what kind of conclusion you are coming, that is your choice, what kind of conclusion you guys are coming up with. But here you understand one thing, that this is what the scenario, are you getting it clear? Are you getting the clarity on these all things? Well, now I have one question. See here, if in case I am getting the representation of all these sort of things in the different ways, in the different forms, the different ways and the different forms, we are just writing here something. So what I have to do in this case, first, see here, it's an int of a, right? It is int of a, I am doing it. So in this case now, new of int, here I am writing 3 and 3. So now you will start relating with the 3 by 3 matrix representation, is it? You will start relating with the 3 by 3 matrix representations, what you are going to have here. Fine, okay. Now what you can do here now in this format, in this way, what you can have? Okay, well, so 3 by 3. If I my request, see, this is how it is going to represent. First 0, 1 and 2. This is one representation. Well, in this 0, 1, 2, here one more thing I am representing 0, 1 and 2, and here also one more thing I am representing 0, 1, 2. And there could be lots of discussion into this, guys. There could be lots of discussion into this, guys. Now again inside this, so see, the number of each array is the same. The number of each array or the length of each of the array is same. Are you getting it? Each array length is the same as it is in the same way, in the same format. Fine? Okay. All of that is going to be the same in this. But if in case I have a requirement of something different type of array. What is the different type of array I have the requirement? First, let's assume that the length of this array, the first array length is 3. Okay. So I want to create, the question here is, I want to create an array. The first length of the array is 2, 3. Second one is the 2 and the third one is what? 1. I want to create this array like this. How will I be creating array like this? How will I be creating this array? How will I be creating this array with that? Correct? How will I create the array like this? I want to create array like this. I want to do the array like this. So this is homework for you all. Homework, it is 2 minutes, not it will take 2 minutes, 1 minute also. So even that is the something like this. Write it in the comment box answers of these all things, whatever as such I have just now written it here. So it's a very simple one. In this particular form, you just need to create the array, and there could be a lots of things which can be discussed about the array. If you have any questions, write it in the comment box. That definitely on that also we will be coming live, we will be explaining all that and many other things. If any questions, any doubts, you are getting any sort of things, you can always keep on asking these questions, write it is. And okay, so if any, in the description box I have given the Telegram channel link. Kindly join in this link also. Telegram channel also you can join it, so that if any kind of message, any kind of information is there, that when we are floating it, that all should reach to all of you. Fine, that all is going to reach to all of you, right? So if any question, any doubt, yes, please ask. So today mostly I have done with the array. In these cases, if you are getting any kind of questions and all other sort of things, we will see it. Tomorrow onwards, we will be talking something about the OOPS concept, classes and object and all other sort of things, all other different kinds of things. From the next, means the tomorrow onwards, we will not be in a very sequential manner, but we will be definitely that from which topic, what kind of questions are coming, what all other different kinds of things are going to come, and that all we will be discussing, right? So if any questions, any doubts, you can please ask. Subscribe it, like it, share it, and press the bell icon so that you can get the more and more notifications on every video and all other sort of things, right? And if in case any questions and all you are getting, you are most welcome for that. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And one more thing, like in the Advanced Java or JDBC online classes, I have started uploading videos on Advanced Java also, that is JDBC and all things also. So you can go through that also, you can watch that also, videos also. Fine. So if any this kind of things you are getting, you can please keep on watching the Advanced Java and all other sort of things also, correct? And in this now, we are going to come up with the Python classes also. It's within a couple of days, because we are scheduling the timing, and that is also we are going to come up with the Python classes also. So thanks for coming guys live, and good night to all of you. Stay tuned. Tomorrow morning, tomorrow same time, we will again come up with some different kind of concepts. Thank you. Thanks a lot.